Moving to DC from San Antonio, I wasn't able to garden all year round, so I decided to get into hydroponics. And I started out by buying the iHarvest tower and a garden tower, which I'll show in just a second. And then here is my first homemade Beto bucket system, because I did want a little bit of tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers during the winter. And just for completeness, this is the garden, which I've got to harvest some stuff out of, but we use this mostly for lettuce. And this is up here right near the kitchen, and the noise you hear is actually, it's 3 times a day for 5 minutes watering going on, combined with my daughter's fish tank. So, alright, so back to my Beto bucket system. So here's my homegrown Dutch bucket system. It's a 3-bucket system. It's made with everything you can get at the Home Depot, Amazon, etc. I actually bought 10 buckets because buying 3 was almost as much as buying the 10 from Bootstrap Farmer. You know, I may have paid an extra 30 bucks and then have 7 to do something with later. Bought a tub at Walmart. You know, cost me about 8 bucks. A little cheap air pump with an air stone, and then the PVC pipe was not that much either. And then all the tubing I got on Amazon, and I have a ton more tubing left. Where I did make my mistake was I bought this light. It's pretty good, and I had it as a pendant. But what I wasn't thinking about was cucumbers are going to grow a whole lot faster than the top hat tomatoes or the habanada peppers. So I took a couple of grow lights that I had from when I do my seedlings, and I just took some scrap wood, made a quick little stand out of it, and zip tied them to it, and I can either add more or raise them up and move them around as I go along. I do have another pendant light that I have set up. I'm just not running it quite yet. I haven't had a need. And then basically at the top I just have some eye hooks I put in the ceiling, strings for the cucumbers to crawl up, and that's really about it, and a cheap air pump down in the bucket there. I run the EC at about 2,000, or 2, excuse me. That seems to be where the cucumbers like. The white spots on the cucumbers are actually where I drilled a hole for this other pendant light. So it's just ceiling dust. I haven't cleaned off of them yet. But they seem to be flowering. They seem to be doing pretty well. I'm starting to get some female cucumbers. I have some dragon egg cucumbers and just some regular seedless cucumbers. And somehow a ladybug got into the house down here. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, that is the quick system. I actually got this design from online. I'll try and remember to post it at the bottom. But basically it's all unused PVC pipe, except down here on this end, this one actually, I plugged it here and at the other end, and then it returns through there. And so far it's been working pretty well. Anyway, I think the total cost of the whole thing without the lights was probably 60 or 70 bucks. That pendant light was about 50, and I had the other ones laying around, so I have no idea how much they would have cost. And then that round pendant light was probably about 50 as well. So, I mean, even with the lights, we're talking under $200. So anyway, that's my homegrown system to go along with my strawberries and my lettuce upstairs. And as we're getting into November, I'm very happy to be able to come down to my basement and do this instead of out in my plastic greenhouse that I used last year. So, alright, any questions, just leave them below, and I'll try and update this in a few weeks and see how things go.